I've got this horizontal blind problem, and I finally fixed it with 3D printing. I'll explain it all on today's Filament Friday. This video is brought to you by the Filament Friday eLeveler 2. It helps you level those classic 3D printers with the 4 knobs. Level each corner by adjusting it till the light just turns on, and you'll get a perfect first level print. So check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I have a glass door entry into my rented office, and I wanted to put a blind up like this. But I couldn't drill into the door. I couldn't use any magnets. I couldn't find anything that would let me hang a blind like this without destroying it, except for double-sided heavy-duty tape. And I tried them all. I tried Scotch, Gorilla Tape, other brands. I could not find one that would last long enough. Before long, I'd hear this loud noise, and it was my blinds falling from the glass. And I ended up with this horrible residue that's really difficult to scrape off with a scraper. It's a nightmare to get this stuff off. Then it occurred to me, why couldn't I put a bracket up here behind the closing mechanism and have that hold a bracket that holds the blind? So I took some measurements, measured some holes, and came up with a simple design, basically just an L-shaped design. And then I went to work in Tinkercad. Just using blocks, I made the L shape, and then I actually made both of those blocks a little bit wider. Wider at the top so I could get both screws behind that bracket at the top of the closer, and also one across the front that would allow me to screw in the brackets to hold the blinds. So there's 2 holes at the top, and I made this piece of plastic a little bit too thin, which you'll see in a minute. But then I did screws for the mounting clamps for the blind itself. It was a pretty simple design, so I exported the .stl, brought it into Bamboo Studio, and I'm going to print it at a 0.28 layer height because it doesn't need to be fancy, but I'm going to add 5 wall loops. That way I've got a lot of material to screw into. And after slicing it, you can see that the 5 round holes gives me plenty of material to screw into. And I'm going to print this on the A1 Mini. It's small enough to fit. Now, I only used a PLA bracket, and I may regret that in the future. I'm sure people will tell me I should have printed with PETG or something. But this is how it's going to go. The brackets are going to hold the blind, and then the top 2 holes will go behind that closer. So I just used some number 8 sheet metal screws, and that's what I sized the holes for. They're really 4mm holes. And then I screwed both brackets in, and it worked great. So now I can mount this thing. Now this closer at the top is spring loaded, so I can only do 1 screw at a time. If I took them both off, that whole arm would fly out at me. So I'm only going to do one side, put the screw in into the bracket, tighten it up enough that I can then slide the bracket underneath the other screw. So I got to take that other screw off and then get the bracket behind it, which I did, screw that back in place, and then tighten both these guys. Now I didn't fully tighten. I still want to be able to adjust a little bit, but I could already tell I made that back piece too thin. It's a little bit too wobbly. And I was putting on the blind, trying to snap it in. It was fighting me because it was too thin. It wasn't strong enough. But I got it on, and then I adjusted it so it was level, and then I tightened those screws again. And I actually had a solution. This actually worked. But then I realized I wanted a longer blind. I wanted to cover the whole window. So I found a 27-inch by 64-inch blind. I didn't have to cut it down or nothing. It fit perfectly inside the window frame. So now I just had to make a new bracket. And I decided to flip it over so that lip would actually go up against the door frame, and that would make it a lot stronger. Plus I'm going to make that bracket a little bit thicker. But the new blinds don't use the same type of brackets, so I got to redesign this. And I've also got this area of the blind that's blocking the clamps from going in there, so I got to make the bracket longer. So back in Tinkercad, I made it longer, I made it go in the other direction, and I adjusted the hole sizes, but now it was 240 millimeters. So I needed to print it on a bigger printer, and the A1 came through in that case. So I could slice it the same way because it's identical printer, but just has a bigger bed. So here it is in Bamboo Studio. I used the same hole loops, five walls, and same 0.28. So it was the same, but instead of 45 minutes of the previous bracket, this one was going to take an hour. I used the same PLA filament, and the print came out nice. No warping. It was really good on that big bed. So now I just needed to mount the new brackets. I got the holes lined up properly in the design, so that felt good. So now I had to remove the old one and mount this new one. So I got out my power screwdriver for this. I was able to put one side on and then slip the bracket under and put the other side. But because that lip is underneath it, it's much stronger. It doesn't swing around at all. Plus, I made that back bracket a little bit thicker. Now, these plastic snaps were a little tender. I didn't want to break them, but once I got it in place, this thing fit beautifully. And so when I pulled the blind all the way down, that window was completely covered. So then I just had to put the arm that you can adjust the angle of the blinds, and it completely closed off the outside, which is what I wanted. So this is what it looks like up close. It's very solid. It's working perfect. From the other side of the door, other than that black ugly tape, you don't hardly notice it. And then I did use some double-sided tape on the bottom just to hold the bottom of the blind to the frame. That way it doesn't swing around when you open and close the doors. I don't know how long that'll last. I may have to find a 3D printed solution for that. But right now, it's working great. I love it. So sometimes that solution is only a couple hours away with your 3D printer. And if you've got one of those old classic Ender 3s, maybe check out my Filament Friday e-leveler. I'll put a link to it in the description below. I want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters. Your support means everything to me. Thank you so much. If you like what I'm doing here, maybe check out some of the videos popping up. If you want to help support the channel, Patreon is one way, or a membership at thangs.com. And if nothing else, click on the logo and subscribe. I'll see you next time right here at Chuck Hellebuck's Electronic Products and Filament Friday.